Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. It's Kevin here, and I've got a Goose Creek fall haul for you. I've actually been holding off on uploading this haul and getting it edited and all that stuff. So I've sat on these candles for a while. Sad thing about this haul is there were a couple of casualties in it. I'll talk about that. This one right here, I didn't even know this arrived cracked right here, and it's pomegranate cran apple. So I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if it shows up. But yeah, it's cracked here on the bottom, and it's also kind of cracked in different areas on the bottom. I would have never noticed that unless I was paying really close attention to it. Like when I would just turn this over to read the notes, had no idea. And I was just kind of looking at it one day, kind of feeling it a little bit, and I would take the lid off and on, and I kind of hear that label sink in a little bit. Each time I'd kind of press down on the jar to kind of take the lid off. And that's the only way I found out. So be careful with these Goose Creek candles. That shipment, I'm actually really surprised there were not more casualties in that shipment. It was packed about as terribly as I've ever had an order packed from Goose Creek. And that's saying something, because they're known to not really give a damn when they pack their stuff. Like, there was stuff everywhere in there, and I don't know how most of this stuff ended up making it in one piece. 2 casualties. I didn't even bother to get them replaced. I actually forgot to get a hold of customer service, and then it had been several days, and I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it. And I am going to get this one again, blueberry pumpkin streusel. Of course, you can see how terrible this one is. I mean, it's just all the way at the top. And that one is going to be repurchased by me. So I figured maybe I'll just throw this in the warmer, chunk it up, use it that way. It's been a really good candle. I should have probably replaced it. Normally, I'm really good about that. I just had a lot of things going on right now and really didn't even have the time to contact them. So that's my loss. I'll get another one here pretty soon on the next order I place. I still have not bought any of their Halloween candles. I wanted their sale prices to come down a little bit. They're not as good as they have been in the past, 5 for $55, 6 for $60. So they're not that good, they're decent. I didn't want to do the 6 for $70 though. I know you can do better, Goose Creek, and you can absolutely do better with your packaging. Just keep that in mind. Let's get started on this haul. An all-time classic for me. I've been buying Goose Creek candles since 2014. This is a fragrance that I'm pretty sure has been around since then. And it is this one right here. It is Crunchy Leaves. I love the label on this one this year. This one kind of harkens back a little bit to the original label that they had in the 2-wick large jars. That for me will always be the Crunchy Leaves label, and this is pretty similar to that as far as the style goes. This fragrance though, an all-time classic, and I've said before it would go in my holy trinity of fall candles from all candle companies, so meaning it is one of my top 3 all-time favorites. Autumn Leaves, bright citrus, and sweet cinnamon. Now there is absolutely apple in this. To me it's an apple cinnamon. And if I had to compare it to something, it's kind of in the vein of something like, take Leaves from Bath & Body Works, and then take Bath & Body Works Autumn Day, mix them together. About 60% Leaves, 40% Autumn Day. And then there's also that bright citrus, that really kind of sharp citrus, even some cedarwood. So there's some heavy woody notes in this as well. That's kind of the Autumn Day aspect of this, that cedar. But there's sandalwood in this as well. And of course there's that gourmand take of like an apple cinnamon cider. Yeah, that's so good. Crunchy Leaves. And I bought 2 of them. I'm probably gonna get another one. It's rare that I will buy 3 of the same fragrance in 1 year or in 1 season, whatever season it is. But I will probably end up doing that with Crunchy Leaves. I'll probably do that a handful of times throughout the entire fall, and Crunchy Leaves is one of those this year. This fragrance right here, Fall Garland, it is new to me. I have never tried this one out. See that wrap around here. See if you can see that. Now, what's unique about this fragrance, notes on it, spiced apple, juicy pear, and balsam garland. So to me, this is majority, maybe more of a holiday fragrance, I would say. Majority holiday, leaning into the holidays, fall, but still late fall into winter. It does feel Christmassy. You can't really deny that. Balsam garland is the main note that I get here. It's funny though, fall garland, that name, and they were absolutely inspired by holiday garland, the old Bath and Body Works candle, which ended up being Homeworks' version, Mistletoe Magic. So there's an inspiration here, I promise you. It's probably a little bit more woodsy, not as fruity. So a little bit more into the tree note, less into the fruits like Mistletoe Magic would have been. But yeah, it's balsam and it's cranberry, and it's a very juicy cranberry. And it also kind of feels a little bit candied as well, the fruits here. Fall garland, I would absolutely burn that one probably more towards holidays and closer to Christmas than I would do something, say, right now. I don't think I'll burn that one right now. Yeah, Goose Creek likes to do that every now and then. You'll notice that in some of their fall collections, they'll sneak in like a holiday fragrance. Fall garland, that's the holiday fragrance in that collection. This one right here, it's a new to me fragrance. This is probably the first one I'm gonna review in this haul. I want to review individual reviews of all of the new Goose Creek fragrances for this year, and it's Marshmallow Candy Apple. I've smelt this one a few times. I still don't know what I feel about it. Green apple, candied pear, and sweet marshmallows. For me, it's just, yeah, it's a lot of pear. It's a very fruity pear. It's really sweet too. So there you have that sweet marshmallows. I mean, sweet vanilla, yeah, I mean, it's kind of in that same vein. You would probably think maybe, here with the label, maybe something candy apple or even caramel appled. But comparing it to their caramel apple fragrance that they have that I did in my last Goose Creek haul, that's much more of a traditional caramel apple. This is more just a very sweet, syrupy apple. I wish more of that caramel would come out. It pretty much is marshmallow and apple, and very sweet on top of that, syrupy sweet. I'm gonna review that one. It's not groundbreaking by any means, so I'm not expecting it to blow my socks off. This one right here, Bonfire Blanket. I think this one is new for 2025. They've done a lot of these smoky fragrances, especially early in the get-go for their fall releases. And I think I purchased all of them but one, but they're brand new fragrances for 2025. Bonfire Blanket is bonfire marshmallows, bourbon vanilla, caramelized amber, and cashmere musk. Now this is the style of fragrance that this feels very body care, even personal fragrance. So that cashmere musk, that amber, that vanilla, those are really what's at play here. And it doesn't feel like something that I would normally gravitate towards. It was one though that I had my eye on. I know somebody that used to burn a lot of Goose Creek candles that used to kind of gravitate towards these, and they were the more kind of bedroom, set the mood style of fragrances. I never really had an interest in that style. I was more just kind of give me fall specific fragrances. But you know, if that's more what you lean towards, not necessarily caring about if they feel fall or not, which this doesn't really specifically feel fall. And honestly, it doesn't feel anything bonfire here. Like there's nothing real smoky. It mentions bonfire marshmallows, but the marshmallows in this just kind of come across as sweet. And then everything else, like that cashmere musk, yeah, very much so. The bourbon vanilla, sure, gives a very body care style of vanilla here. And it just feels like something that you're gonna set the mood for, maybe a date night, something like that. Bonfire Blanket. I'm gonna burn that one, see how I feel about it. The two that I put in my first haul from Goose Creek, those are the two that I would probably lean, the smoky fragrances that I would lean more towards. Definitely more emphasis on the smoky, embery notes in those. And then this one right here, Fall Festival. I've had this one in the past. Pretty simple, falling leaves, apple spice, ginger, warm cinnamon, and cedar. It's a pretty standard apple spice, but this one feels a little bit more outdoorsy. So comparing it to Crunchy Leaves, which kind of does that cinnamon apple as well. Okay, yeah, they're night and day. I would actually say this is more outdoorsy. There feels like something like cool, brisk air in this one, maybe even eucalyptus or juniper. This one right here is definitely more of a standard basic cinnamon apple or apple cinnamon. More apples, very fresh apple here. Juicy, not really doing anything very unique. Like I said, I've owned this one before. I enjoyed it. It's a repurchase for me, but it's not something that you're gonna smell and be like, oh, wow, that's unique. I mean, they're doing something nobody else is doing. No, it's pretty standard for a fall apple. And then this one right here, Cider and Sweaters. It's been around for, I want to say 3 years now. I think this originally came out in 2023 for the first time. Notes on this are apple pastry, crumbled oats, and a mug of warm cider. So, yeah, now this is not your typical cider fragrance at all. I love apple ciders. By the way, their original, their OG apple cider is now on the website in a new collection. I will be hauling that in my next haul. This is not a cider here. We're going full on like cashmere, kind of ambery, musky. I mean, yeah, there's some sort of like wool material, something very comforting about this. So I've burned this one before. It kind of changes more into that crumbled oats. It's almost an apple and oats blend to me with a little bit of like a little twist of something ambery or musky. Cider and Sweaters, even cashmere too, something woolly that you would feel like a fabric that you would wear, maybe for the fall months, flannel, that kind of feeling. And then the last one, I think it's the last one I have in this haul. Yeah, because I talked about the two that were broken. Yeah, that's the last one I have. This one right here, Cinnamon Pumpkin. I experienced this one for the first time last year. Notes on this one are Country Pumpkin, Sweet Cinnamon, and Clove Buds. Yeah, it's a very standard kind of clove and pumpkin fragrance. Even the cinnamon there too. Think something along the lines of Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin from Bath & Body Works. Very much inspired by that fragrance. And probably even a little bit better. I wouldn't put it in the same ballpark as far as how much I like it with Pumpkin Clove from Bath & Body Works, but definitely along the lines of something like Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. Very standard, just kind of 1 or 2 note fall fragrance. And yeah, I like it. It's pretty simple. Same kind of cinnamon pumpkin combination that we have in the blueberry pumpkin streusel, which without that blueberry. So yeah, they kind of broke it down to basically a 2 or 3 note fragrance. Cinnamon Pumpkin, that's the last one in this haul. Let me know what you guys are picking up here from Goose Creek, especially with their most recent drops. I know a lot of people were excited about the Halloween candles. The Halloween candles and that collection with apple cider that I mentioned, that will be my next Goose Creek haul on this channel. And of course, I will review this one right here, Marshmallow Candy Apple, for anybody that's curious. And a couple of more of the other ones that I have not got around to reviewing that are new this year. I want to say Pumpkin Pecan S'mores. That's one of them. Expect to see a review of that one. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.